Hey y'all, welcome back. It's your host, Contessa, here with your daily dose of nonsense on the web. Yesterday marks 15 weeks that Marvon McRae has unfortunately been in a coma due to an incident on May 23rd, 2022 in Yuma, Arizona. And although most of you have been following along in this case and kind of know most of the characters and who is who and what is what, I will give kind of a short recap because we're going to start back at some of the beginning before these YouTube creators got involved. Marvon is a 29-year-old Marine veteran from Yuma, Arizona. He is married to social media influencer Dre McRae, otherwise known as Slay with Dre McRae. Dre is a makeup artist and a lifestyle influencer. On all platforms combined, she's probably got close to about 1 million followers. And as many of you know, with that large of a following, you're going to have people that follow you that do not like you. In fact, as we've seen, she had a lot of people that at one time followed her years ago that are still keeping up to date with what she's doing after she blocked them and parted ways from these people years ago. But these people are very up to date and very involved in her life or stalking her life, is what it kind of feels like more so. Family members of Marvon took to social media, especially Reddit, to voice concerns that they were having and concerns that they had about Dre and her behavior. This is how the family and the admins for Justice for Vaughn and exposing Dre McRae initially met, was on the Reddit thread. From that Reddit thread, Justice for Vaughn and exposing Dre McRae, the Facebook groups were actually formed. The creator herself has stated many times that all she wanted to do was provide a safe place for the family and anybody else to voice concerns because what she was hearing on this Reddit thread was very disturbing from family themselves. Remember, publicly at this point in time, we had all been learning that Latisha Bias, the biologic mother for Marvon McRae, was being denied visitation to see Marvon. But a lot of people didn't know at this point, including myself, that Marvon was actually adopted. He had been adopted when he was a child, and his great grandmother is who adopted him, is still alive and very involved in the situation. Exposing Dre McRae Group was made on June 24th, 2022. The admins for the group had been in direct contact with Latisha Bias. Admins from the group kind of all collectively came together. None of them really had previous relationships besides a few here and there. But for the majority of them, they met on the Reddit thread voicing concerns about the situation with Marvon. And again, they were getting information directly from what they thought was a family source. Latisha quickly formed a personal relationship with multiple of these admins and was having these admins communicate some very important things for her. Let's get into it. These text messages were sent in the group message by Eve. Eve was an admin for Justice for Vaughn and exposing Dre McRae, but she also has connections to other groups, but that's here nor there. This is part of a personal conversation that Latisha and Eve were having that Eve was communicating to the other admins of the Justice for Vaughn and exposing Dre McRae groups. Eve says, also, any more about the altercation or the police report? Latisha responds, I'm going in the morning to Tucson PD to pay the money. Yuma sent it there so I can get a copy, but the detective was trying to email it but was unsuccessful. Eve responds, okay, I hope we can get that information out here soon. Latisha responds, but I got a bad feeling about the police report. Well, isn't that ironic? Because this conversation was placed in the group chat on July 4th. This police report Latisha got on June 24th. She already knew what the police report stated. And it's also ironic that Marvon Sr. was the one that was in Tucson visiting on the 24th of June. Yet now Latisha on the 4th of July is stating that she's in Arizona and personally went there because he was trying to email it and had issues. But yet we've heard all these creators tell us that she got it emailed. Oh, wait. Some of them have actually said, oh no, the dates don't match because she had it mailed. Let's continue. Back to the group chat. Eve drops another screenshot of her and Letitia's private conversation into the group chat. Let's read what that says. Latisha says, okay, let me ask you one more thing. Tomorrow I'm going to the courthouse and trying to get a meeting with the higher ups in the hospital. You think I should wait until I do that tomorrow? Because I know once she really see I'm here, there's going to be a problem. Eve responds, oh, she doesn't know you are there. Yeah, I think you might want to just wait to be safe because we can't trust her. She's willing to go to any extreme to stop her from seeing your son. Back to the group chat, Eve says, she said she's been moving as quietly as possible so Dre wouldn't find out she's there. Eve continues, very smart of her. Marie, aka Heather, says, very smart. And then once again, Eve drops another screenshot of her conversation with Latisha. Latisha continues, no, she don't know I've been trying to be as quiet as possible. Eve says, well, you've done a great job because nobody knew you were there. Do you have any children with you? Latisha responds, no, just my husband. I thought the post about the hospital gave me away because it showed I was 5 miles away. Eve responds, oh no, lol, luckily no one caught that. No one caught that, or it didn't happen. Back to the group chat. LOL, I saw that 5 mile away, but didn't want to say anything. Let's pray she gets help tomorrow. She needs to see her son. Eve responds, if Dre gets him home, she'll never see him again. Eve drops another piece of her conversation with Latisha. Latisha says, I know, right? I can't wait to see this police report. Eve responds, I know you must be nervous. You don't know anything about it at all? Question mark. Latisha says, only the little bit the detective told me about the altercation and the large amount of K in his system. Eve responds, geez, so like they got in a fight, you think? Question mark. Remember, Marvon Sr. was already in Arizona. He was there on the 24th of June. Latisha Bias got the police report on the 24th of June. This conversation is happening July 4th. July 30th, a family member made a post about him having large amounts of K in his system. They already knew what was on the police report. They were hiding it, it seems. The stories they were telling the admins and the creators of these groups don't add up. Back to the group chat, Ahmad says, that sin comment, the lady isn't being rude. She is offering to help because she's been through the same thing. Anyways, it's not a secret that the mom knows where he's at, correct? I swear I saw it posted in one of these groups. Another mod responds, not sure, Eve may know better, and yeah, that woman is being mean for no reason. Eve chimes in and says, yes, Latisha posted that she knows where he was, just not the fact that she was there. Brittany responds, and we keep in that quiet that she is there until she gets everything done and comes out herself saying she is there, right? Question mark. Eve says, yes, please. Eve continues, she's going to the court tomorrow. She doesn't want to do anything that might let Dre know she's there to ruin it. You know what I mean? Brittany responds, yes, ma'am. Very important. So in essence, they are claiming that Latisha Bias was in Arizona from about the 3rd of July till about the 6th of July. In the next clip, you're going to hear a voice recording from Eve to the creator of the Justice for Vaughn and Exposing Trey McCrae groups. I'm confused about a few of the things she said. Again, this conversation happened July 4th, where they are even confused about a few details, it seems, in this story. But I really need to point out that the creator of the groups was asking questions right off the bat. She was asking questions because obviously things were not making sense.
There's a lot. The girl who posted the screenshots of the conversation about being Vaughn's nurse, so that was captured before they were deleted in Dre's live she did. The one in her leopard dress, was that yesterday or today? So somebody captured those screenshots before they got delivered. The problem is I don't think we can see the name of the person that posted it, which is so upsetting because if I could see the name, there's a name I can see, a partial name. I'm going to try to find that person. I don't know if that was the poster. So yeah, somebody made those comments in the live, but they got deleted. So I don't know if we'll ever be able to find that person. But I mean, why would that person just say that? I believe that's probably true. Now, on to Latisha. She's going to make a post pretty soon in the groups. Get ready. She has a recording. She recorded herself calling the hospital, the new hospital, to ask if her son was there. And you could hear him say, you know, well, who is calling? And she said, I'm the mother. And he's like, well, I can't give you any information. And he's like, only his wife can. And Latisha's in Tucson. She said she's been there for 2 days. She's been to the hospital 3 times. And every time they've turned her away. She said this new hospital is completely different from the VA. They're on Dre's side. The VA would have let her visit, but this one will not. I think she's telling the truth.
So Latisha is supposedly in Tucson, right? About the 3rd of July till about the 6th of July. That's what they are claiming that Latisha has told them. And we just heard them state that Latisha made a recording of the facility denying her access. But you all know, and yes, I'm talking to all of you that are in the comments right now, you all know as well as I do that there is no point for her to make a recording of a phone call if she was actively there in Tucson being denied. And she held on to that recording until a creator or bigger creators on YouTube got involved with the story. This was posted on Without a Crystal Ball on July 7th, the day after she got involved and really kind of started digging into the story. July 6th was the day both her and Ollie Golightly of YouTube got involved in this story. Let's look at that recording for a minute. Again, that's from Without a Crystal Ball on July 7th, is when this was posted with information Latisha gave her.
Medical, this is Brian. How can I help you?
Hey Brian, how you doing? My name is Latisha Bias, and I was wondering, do you have my son at your hospital? His name is Marvon McCray.
What was the last name?
McCray, MCCRAY.
And what relation are you?
I'm his mother.
Unfortunately, we're not allowed to give out any information on him.
At all, even because I came to Tucson to see him.
At all. You got to talk to his wife.
Okay. And there's no way, like, anyone else I can maybe speak to?
Nope, she is the only one that we're allowed to give information to.
Even with me visiting him?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you.
No problem.
All right.
In that recording, we heard Latisha state that she was in Tucson at the time that she was taking the recording, that she was there attempting to visit. You also heard the operator basically confirm that that is where Marvon is at. So we know that the recording already happened before the 5th of July. And on the 5th of July, Latisha Bias posted this in the Exposing Dre McCray and Justice for Vaughn groups. And from the voice call that we just heard that Latisha gave the creators after the fact, we heard that the operator basically confirmed that Marvon was at their location. He just could not give any further information, and that all communication needed to be directed through Marvon's wife, Dre. But yet, Latisha obviously did not contact Dre and even let her know that she was there and attempting to see him or attempt to work something out. And we also know that there had been communication between Latisha and Dre. And Dre had said, no more whatsoever. We're limiting visitation to only one person because of X, Y, and Z. Guess I'm just really confused on if Dre was already telling Latisha that they were limiting visitation, why Latisha and her husband Andre got on a plane and flew to Arizona, made phone calls, recorded them, and then had them posted days after she had already posted where his location was and the police report. But let's look at this from a different perspective. At the same time that this was going on with Latisha, family of Latisha Bias was in contact with the creator of the Justice for Vaughn and Exposing Dre McCray groups. This is also one of the family members who was participating in the Reddit threads. Starts off with Haynes saying, "Yes, I am family. Thanks for everything." Then it continues, "Hello, will you post a question asking for attorney recommendations in the Tucson area? I am not having luck calling. They're saying that they don't do these types of cases. Thanks in advance." Creator responds, "No problem. Give me a few minutes." Thumbs up, he responds. Creator responds and says, "We are writing it up now. Should be posted soon." He says, "Okay, thank you." She says, "All set. We posted it in both groups." Haynes responds and says, "Thanks a million." She says, "No problems at all. We are here to help. How is Latisha making out there?" He responds, "Not well. Ethic committee said no." "Oh my God, this is so sad. Can the courts do anything?" The creator responded. Haynes says, "She's speaking to them now." Creator responds, "Okay, I hope they help her. Keep me updated and we will keep doing what we can on our end." Haynes says, "Will do, thanks again." Anyone else notice the date that this message is happening? Tracy messaged Haynes and says, "Hi, wanted to see how things are going. Any luck for Latisha?" Haynes responds, "Yes and no. Retainer fee is $4,000. Tracy responds, "Oh my god, that's crazy." He says, "They said it's going to be very expensive." "But I thought they don't do these type of cases," the last thing he said. "Oh well, let's just move on past it and let's continue." The family member replies and says, "Thank you. I think she will be posting about finding an attorney, but she's not going to release the name until the initial fee is paid." The creator responds and says, "That's good. Maybe more donations will come through once they know she found one. I will continue to pray." He responds and says, "Thanks." She says, "Was she able to finally get the police report? And you're welcome." And all she got for a response was a thumbs up. Again on July 5th, the creator says, "When you talk to Latisha, tell her to check her messages. Someone wants to help and they said they messaged her. The name is Judy Beale." The family member responds, "Will do." Interesting how there's response to that, but nothing about the police report on July 5th that they actually ended up releasing on July 6th because the family found out that a creator had it. Let's continue. Latisha posts a link in this chat to a YouTube video by Molly Golightly in regards to the Marvon Jackson story. She says, "Watching it now, I thank you guys so much. We are making progress." She continues, "I'm headed to the airport. My flight leave at 8 a.m. Arizona. Soon as I get home, I'll text you. We really need to get the info out about the police report." Eve responds and says, "Okay, yes, I agree. And if..." And that's where the message ends. But I'm confused. If she flew out there, she would have had receipts for flights and travel from that trip. Back to the admin mod group chat. Eve says, "Okay, she's boarding the plane. She will message us when she gets landed." Eve continues, "I haven't seen any negative post yet in the comments on the public group." She continues, "I think that's a good idea." Candy responds, "Also, the kids are malnourished and that messes with their minds. I'm scared for them and I'm just so scared and crying." Eve says, "Somebody made a good point. I wonder if we can't get a hold of that 911 call." Tony replies and says, "I declined it." Eve says, "Tony, please scroll up. We talked at length about that this morning. We are waiting for Latisha to get home. She's on a flight now. She's most likely going to be recording a video that's going on and post it in the police report. That was her cousin that posted that they are together, but we asked her to please wait and let Latisha tell her children first. That's the Cliff Note version." Little Miss Busybody Heather says, "I'm going to be in the background today, guys, making videos and putting clips together. Also uploading things to Google Drive for safety, even though I know Deception has a ton. I just want a second place." As you can see, this case started off intentionally laid with misinformation. Do I know if Latisha was in Arizona around the 3rd to the 6th of July? Absolutely not, because there has been zero proof that that trip happened whatsoever. Because that brings up another problem that I've had with this case. As you can see, scrolling across the screen are random messages throughout their group chats about PayPal, Cash App, and fundraisers. However, there has been so much confusion on these fundraisers, where money was going, what was actually true accounts for the family, what wasn't, and nobody took the time to go back and clarify. The confusion on the donations was almost intentional from the beginning. And yes, the fundraising started way before any of these YouTube creators got involved. Fundraising started almost instantaneously after these Facebook groups came to life. There had even been discussion about Latisha not having a PayPal, that she needed to create a PayPal. Latisha has had a PayPal for years. It's actually linked to her taxi business. So why that was lied about to begin with, that she had to create a PayPal, maybe one that wasn't leaked to her business, I'm not really sure. And not just one family member was giving off misinformation, there was numerous family members giving off misinformation. But all of the family members had one thing in common. They all had the payment information correct in their posts. Interesting how that happened. And going back to the police report, this was intentionally released by Latisha on July 6th You said in her own words that she intended to release that information to the public. Why? Because on July 5th, she released the facility information where Marvon was located. If she's so concerned about her son and being denied, why did she go back from Arizona to Georgia after only 3 days of being denied? And if she was going to the courts the following day, what did they tell her? Because obviously, we know at the time she did not have legal representation. They were stating that the retainer was going to be $4,000. We saw family said that the retainer was $4,000, and after that amount was secured, maybe they would release the attorney's information. Why would you ever release that information when you don't need to release the name of the attorney? And secondly, if she had legal grounds, then going to the ethics committee or going to the court, like she stated she did when she was in Arizona, would have solved these issues, in my opinion. And then it also goes back to the point of if she was in Arizona and paid for 2 plane tickets, lodging, all of this stuff at the beginning of July, they would have had proof to show right then and there receipts of what the fundraising money was spent on. It's not that hard. They would have had a ton of receipts, plane tickets, all this other stuff that they could have shown as proof without releasing any private information, and none of this would have ever became a question of what is happening with all of this money. In my opinion, I almost feel like the family had a plan after Dre denied them access to visiting Marvon because of COVID restrictions or XYZ, whatever her reasoning was. I don't think it really mattered. Once communication went south and Latisha was being told no, things really amped up on social media. Latisha had already been speaking directly to quite a few of these people that became admins for the Justice for Vaughn and Exposing Dre McCrae groups. However, she was in communication with these people before the groups started. And of course, when you have people that are anxious to seek vengeance on somebody that they don't like, as we've seen, the most of these admins really do not like Dre and have history with Dre. It's not that hard to think how things have gone so far south. They didn't care what Latisha was doing as long as it hurt Dre. Latisha doesn't care what they're doing as long as it hurts Dre. In my opinion, that's what this has been all about. Because Latisha was told no, she couldn't see Marvon. Whether it's from infection protocol or if you think that Dre was just being mean and saying no, whatever the reason is, Dre said no. Latisha is obviously hurt by Dre telling her no. And I understand that. As a biologic mother, she still loves Marvon and still wants to see him. However, I think if she would have went about things differently, it would have never had to get to this point, and they could have communicated a resolution way easier and way faster than all of this. But unfortunately, this became about something other than Marvon. This became about competition for many people involved, in my opinion. Dre started getting donations from people that love and support her to take care of Marvon and the kids. That really irritated and infuriated the family of Marvon. Well, I should state a few of them, because certain family members were still trying to help Dre through this time of need. I'm sure many of you have the same questions that I have been asking myself this entire time. Did they go to Arizona on July 3rd through the 6th? Were they in Arizona then? And why did they hide that information? They say it's because they didn't want Dre to know that they were there. However, if she's the one in control and who they need to communicate with to see Marvon, wouldn't that have been the first call or communication to accomplish that? Because let's be very clear, Latisha knows that Marvon's adoptive mother, her grandmother, Marvon's great grandmother, is alive and involved in this situation. Latisha is well aware of that. And she's also well aware that she has no legal rights to Marvon whatsoever. So, why that wasn't told to the public to begin with? So people understood the hurdles that she had to jump over to even get there. And I know we all have different opinions on where a bulk of the misinformation started. However, in my opinion, it is obvious that the family intentionally laid misinformation in this case. We have seen many text messages and screenshots of conversations that Latisha has had where she has not taken any opportunity to clear things up and or clarify or tell the truth on many pieces of this case that are extremely important. I can understand the desire of a mom wanting to see her son. I can absolutely get behind that, respect that, and understand that no matter if she was in his life or not. I do not, however, understand the intentional misleading information that they themselves have given to the public in regards to their son. Tell me what you guys think of these messages. Do you think she went to Arizona once, twice, 3 times? What are your feelings on that? And once again, thanks for watching another one of my videos. Contessa, over and out.